video, so there we go. We're live.
Okay.
Just thought I'd tell you. And I don't know if anybody from the county will be here because they had a meeting this morning.
We're live. Randy, I don't know if you heard.
Oh, we are live?
Yeah, we're live. We're ready to go.
Okay.
We're good.
Morning, I'm Randy Shaler. I am the Vice Chair of the Allegheny County Industrial Development Agency. Today is September 11th. This is our regular meeting. With me at the table are Barb Benjamin, Craig Clark, John Rickey, who's a board member, and Melissa Pingator. Calling in remotely are Judy Hopkins, who is the chair of the IDA, as well as Rich Ewell, who is a board member. At this point, to begin the meeting, can we get a motion to approve the minutes from the board meeting on August 14, 2025?
I'll move it.
We have a second. Rich, second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Hi.
Opposed? Carried. Unanimous. All right. At this point, we have a need for an executive session to discuss a contractual legal issue. Can we get a motion to go into executive session?
So moved. Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Hi.
Opposed? Carried. In favor?
Aye.
Aye.
We're live again.
Opposed? We have returned to regular session. At this point, can we take a look at and get a motion to accept the abstract report of expenses?
I'll make a motion to approve that.
I'll second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Carried. Now may we have a motion to accept the banking and financial summary?
Judy will move that.
Judy?
I'll second.
John second. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? Carried. All right, Craig, building maintenance report?
Well, the building maintenance report, we have a phone.
We have 3.
Yeah, they hooked up our phones yesterday, so we have a phone number we'll share. Other than that, I think everything's been going fine. I mean, we haven't had anything, right, Barb?
Orkin was supposed to be here.
Just
Do
the
just the regular
range overview,
service,
Pest
but-
control, basically.
They put us off a week or so.
I see
So other than
that.
that, we're doing fine.
What's the phone system like? How's it work?
Ladies, I haven't used it.
Oh,
I
it's
haven't
a, it's
either.
a VoIP system. It's a VoIP system, voice over internet. And it's 3 lines. Craig and Barb and I each have our own line. It's probably pretty typical of what you'd see on any corporate desk anywhere. It's got voicemail. Yesterday, I recorded, I only had to do it twice, a greeting saying, thank you for calling the IDA. If you'd like to reach Craig, 101, Barb, 102, Melissa, 103. And now once everybody, you know, pretty standard, picks up and sets up their own greeting and says, leave me a message, then we're in business. It's ready to publish and put out there.
Okay, what happens when they hit 0 because they can't get anybody?
There's I recorded a secondary greeting for main voicemail box, and it just goes to main voicemail box, and we all get notified that there's a message. In fact, that's what our phones say right now, because I did a test yesterday.
So there is a voicemail system for each system, but also for the system
For
itself.
the main ICIDA, there's a default that I
Correct.
recorded a message for, and then there's one, I set mine up yesterday, Barb and Craig will probably set theirs up tomorrow, because we had a board meeting today, we were busy. And then people can either choose, it tells you exactly what the 3 extensions are, people can choose to speak to us, or they can choose to leave a general message in the general mailbox.
And then does it have the option where, let's say Craig or Melissa, let's say you're gonna be at a conference, can you forward it to if somebody calls your line, can it be forwarded to your cell phone if you want it to be, or could all your voicemails, get, converted to text, or just the voicemail itself, can it be emailed to you?
I'm sure that the answer to your second part of your question is yes, but that's a great point, and I don't know about the voice.
When we talk to Armstrong, yes, they do both. They can text it to you, they can email it to you, and you can also have it forwarded to your.
Yeah, I haven't
You
tried
can
to
do all
that
3.
yet, but the
Right.
forwarding is simple.
Yeah.
Yeah, the forwarding is very simple. The text I might have to do a little more setup on, but every new VoIP system is capable to that, but it's a good question.
Yeah. So yes, it's all set to do that. I like the fact that it would send you a text or an email, so you
Right.
know that I hate it because you don't go to voicemail sometimes, and otherwise you don't know you had a voicemail.
Right.
Thank you.
Is that it for
Yeah,
building
that's all,
maintenance? Action items. The parking lot in Belmont. Craig, you wanna give us a snapshot of that?
Yeah, the snapshot is at one time we had decided to sell the lot, and we actually did all the advertising, and we only had one price come back, and it was a court for a full price value based at the excess value, which was $10,000. We at the time agreed to table that and wait, because at the time we're still concerned about whether or not the Belmont School will ever be sold, and this is the only place to really have parking, so the county asked us to wait on it. I've been talking to the county about that recently, and they said that at this stage, it's fine for us to go ahead and we talked to a court about selling that lot, and if we want to sell the lot, I think we've had some discussions that we want to make sure that the lot then could possibly be bought by the county or the new owner in county, so that there's the Belmont school without a parking lot. So I think at this time we should recommend selling it to a court for that full price value, and then having something in the contract so that they would actually sell it to the owners and or the county if the school actually transfers.
And interim to that, get some type of a hold harmless relative to the insurance.
Right, to protect us. Right now, we're secondary on their insurance, but I think it's been recommended that we be primary, so. And Rich is gonna give us the information on that. So I guess we need a motion to sell the lot to a court under those terms.
I'll move.
We have a second? Rich?
Judy second.
Judy second? Any additional discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
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 None opposed, carried. We have on October 9th, an IDA event at the Solutions Hub in Wellsville. Craig, you want to bring us up to date, or
Yeah,
Melissa?
well, first, a reminder that we're gonna change our board meeting. We'll post that fairly new here, or recent,
It's posted
post already.
Mhm.
So it's basically, we're gonna have a board meeting from 2
to 4.
to 4 that day. And then the event at 5:30, we've gotten a number, over about 100 invitations out, and we have close to 70, I think it is.
72 right now.
Well, I got 2 more, so.
Okay, 74 it is.
So 74 people responding that were coming. I've sent the list out to the board. If there's other people you want us to invite, just let us know. We've had pretty good feedback on people coming, so.
Still got time to,
Yeah, we still got time. We're just trying to get ahead of it so we get enough people, at least you know that there's enough people, but we will have probably close to 80 or 90. show
Yeah,
up.
our goal was roughly 100. We didn't want to get too much bigger than that. And then we don't need to have a final number until 2 weeks before the event.
Right. And we have Alfred State College students. Thank you, Judy, for suggesting that. They're going to be doing the desserts. So come for the desserts, if nothing else.
La Talia is doing the dinner, so that should be delightful as well. So
It's going to be, yeah, we're looking forward to it. And we do have at least one sponsor. Hodgkin and Russ has agreed to sponsor, a fairly major sponsor for probably pay for about half of the event. Any questions on the event? So we got some good people coming, so.
Craig,
yeah, nice list.
Craig, this is Judy.
Yeah,
This is Judy. It sounds great, and it really is gonna be, I think, a pace-setter event. But, is there anything that you want us to do as board members during the reception? Are we, supposed to schmooze with everybody, I assume?
absolutely.
yeah. Yeah, that's the biggest thing. Obviously, I'll do an overview, and Judy, if you want to talk, you can talk as well. We'll do an overview. I'll have the handout of the printed article we had. We're going to do some poster board type things as to what we've been doing. Melissa's done a good job of showing where all of our projects are, as well as all the micro enterprise grants spreading around. So I think that's good. And then we're going to announce more or less on what's going on in the brownfields as well. So it's kind of a public announcement of that. So.
And then a little bit from Invest Buffalo Niagara.
Invest Buffalo Niagara, Tom
State of the
Kuchera is going
economy.
to have us a short what's going on in Western New York. I think it's good to have somebody like that have a few minutes. So he's a good speaker.
Very.
Not trying to take up a lot of time, but at least there's some kind of a presentation. Yes.
Yeah, this is Judy. I'm just thinking about it. Maybe I could just do a little thing introducing the board members.
Sure.
And thanking people for coming and giving them a bird's eye view of what's going to happen that night.
Okay.
I include. I don't know, think about it, I'll get in touch with you when I get back.
Yeah, we'll put something together. We can discuss it, before the board meeting, so we're kind of.
And any and all of you that are speaking, Shane and I will be in charge of the IT that night, and we need to know if you'd like a slide or two up, because everything will be set up that we can have slides. So I need to know from Tom, you and Judy.
Okay.
Anything, if you want a slide behind you or a deck of slides, just get it to me a week or two before and we'll be fine.
One thing that I think might
Okay.
be beneficial as you put together, and as you have compiled it, I believe, but the enterprise grants, or excuse me, the enterprise and all the loans and everything that we've done, put it on a single map.
It is.
Right.
Yeah, I
It's
showed it.
got a
Yeah.
single map.
Yep, and it's
Great.
all,
Because that's lots of dots on the
yeah,
map.
it is, and it's gonna be a big map, and it's got Allegheny County delineated as a background, and each of the different things has an icon. So micro enterprise has a micro enterprise icon, Kira's loan grant has that. Brownfields, it'll be big enough that you won't be able to tell a specific property, so I think we can.
I don't want to put the brownfield.
You don't want to at all, that's
No.
fine. So I was showing Rich this earlier, that John this earlier, that we can take any layer we want.
Yeah, we don't want the
Right now.
brownfields on there because we gotta have agreement from owners that they want to be on there.
Yeah, I was just thinking we could, because you can't really tell because the map's not big enough, but if we want to wait on that, that's fine.
Somebody's gonna ask a question if they see it.
That's true, that's true. Yeah, no, we don't want to expose owners that aren't, looking for that, so you're right. So everything but the brownfields, and they have their own icons, and it's.
But that include all the projects that we've
Mhm.
got on our list, all of the solar plus pre-solar and now other projects. So it's a pretty good list.
Good.
And it's nice
Yeah,
because
and
it
it
shows
will
up
have,
the.
it shows that we're covering the
Oh,
entire
That's the whole
county.
point, that it has a really nice spread across the county, does, yeah. But you're right. It's
As we get those done, we'll send them out ahead of time so you can take a look at them, so you know what's gonna be out.
right. And that's really just gonna be a poster.
This is Judy. This is Judy again. I think I mentioned something to Melissa about the possibility of having that article that you wrote for that, a magazine, the economic development thing. Having that as a handout available for people.
Yeah, I've already had her print the we've already printed the copies.
Yeah, it's
already.
literally sitting on the conference table here, Judy, I got you.
Okay, great. Sorry.
No, it's a great idea.
Thank you.
It's a great idea. We liked it. There it is.
Anything else?
I
Okay,
don't think so.
good.
I'm good.
ESD booth, what is that about?
We've in the past have had a, New York State, ESD has a New York booth at the Bills game. They have and they use it to basically give to us groups like the IDA so they can do economic development in that booth. And they've given us the booth on October 5th for the New England game. And typically in the past, when we've had it in conjunction with the county, we've invited companies like Indus and Quicklies and those kind of companies that we work with, and it has been very helpful. And so we have this booth completely by ourselves this year, and there's 16 tickets. We'll be inviting our people that we work with, and there's a cost to that. Obviously, we pay just for the food. It's a good economic development. It's usually a good evening. This is an evening game versus a day game, and we've had IDA board members attend before. Judy went last year. So typically we want at least someone from the board to be there, so you can discuss that. Let me know it's coming up. It's October 5th.
And it's 8 p.m.
8 p.m.
8 p.m.
It's a Sunday game.
I just would like it to be known that it's a New England Patriots game. And in case you're not aware, I grew up in Boston. I was there 30 years, born and raised. I will wear a Bills jersey. I promise you. I promise. In good spirit.
Good move.
Happily vote for them.
So I just wanted to make it sure that it's okay. We'll go forward with that. I think it's a good event. Randy's been as well before. Is there any board member that would like to go?
I don't
I'm
think
gonna
so.
be out of town.
Yeah, we're traveling in too, that's.
But other people have turned.
Judy's available, she said.
Judy's available again, would go. And what do you, I think it was a good event, right, Judy?
It was a great event, yeah, and the Bills won. Against Kansas City, it was fabulous.
Craig, something
Beautiful
I would,
day, good company in the booth, yeah, it was well worth it.
Okay,
something I would suggest that you look into is a bus.
That early game.
Because, you know, the 8-10 game on Sunday night becomes a Leave Orchard Park at 11:30.
yeah, no, that's the only problem, I didn't want an evening game.
Yeah,
And the other advantage to a bus is you got a captive audience for 2 hours going up and 2 hours coming back.
Get more
So
time
you
with
got a lot of face time. with
The only
folks.
question, I can find out if the riders would be interested, but it depends because they're
they're
going
coming from all.
all over the place.
Yeah.
So whether or not they come here first, you know what I'm saying? Because it's a
Mhm.
longer ride. If they're all from Wellsville, I agree, but they're not. So I will consider that. I'll look into that. That's all I have for discussion, just to let the board know that we're going forward with it.
Do we need anything about approving it?
Fee schedule.
This was a confirmation that we'll be using the fee schedule. Rich had brought that up, and when we change pilots and everything, the fee schedule basically has a fee of $500 to do those kind of things. And the last one we approved was with Inver Energy, and they've already paid their $500 to get the signature to change that pilot to assign some of the duties to another subcontractor. So we're all set. Do you want to say anything else, Rich, about that?
No, that was all.
Okay.
Thank you.
Good.
All right, and the next thing is the letter of intent for the ARC Power Grant.
Yeah, we've been talking with the county for a while about an Appalachian Regional Commission Power Grant. They're typically in up to the $2 million ranges. It can be a little higher. And what they are is for communities like ourselves that have had impact from the coal, shutting down coal plants. And the reason that Allegheny County is included is because Lundstrom has had quite an impact because most of their product line in the past was for coal-fired plants. And so they are preheaters.
It can be just affected, it doesn't necessarily mean direct closure, right?
No,
Yeah,
just affected. So it's been a major impact to them in their production. And so basically these grants help communities on different things, and usually they're driven somehow through economic development. And that's the most easiest way to get it. They also do cultural arts type projects. They have a number of things that they do fund. What we've been talking about is a cultural arts center, which is transpired into a marketplace over at the Crossroads and Gateway area that we own. And it's been brought up a number of times is that it'd be nice to have something like what's down in Tamarack and West Virginia, down in Beckley. And we've done a preliminary design of a potential place so we can highlight our artists and our farmers type ag products in this facility and basically market them and sell them. And at the same time, it was brought up earlier in the spring, since we're going to be selling our buildings, we need a space for the IDA to have a residence. So this facility, about a 5,000 square foot facility, would have a marketplace, and as well as the facility for us to have a new office space. And we only have preliminary designs. We have preliminary estimates. At this time, I'm asking the board so that we can put in a letter of intent tomorrow, which basically says we're proposing to put in a full grant in October. This is not a commitment for the grant. This time it's saying we're potentially going to put a grant in. As the grant develops with a grant writer, we'll bring it back to the board multiple times. And it's not until October 22nd, I believe it is due. And so we've got plenty of time to process the grant.
And a big part of the letter of intent, right, is for ARC to say to us, we consider your project eligible.
Right.
That's it. That's a simple eligibility.
Right.
Pass gate. That's what the biggest part is.
Right. So the whole project's about, at this phase, $2.8 million.
So can we get a motion authorizing Craig to submit an application on behalf of the IDA? Or, excuse me, not
Letter
an
of intent.
application, a letter of intent on behalf of the IDA for the ARC grant.
I'll move.
Judy will move that.
Oh, Judy's
You
gonna.
can have it.
Judy moves.
Judy got it.
John
John
second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
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 And as
Carry.
I, thank you, and I said I'll continue to get you information as we get the grant written and we get our supporters to support this. So I think it's gonna be a great thing for the county. Very visible for the IDA.
What, Judy?
Yeah, can I just add something? Are you hearing me,
Yes, Claire?
Judy? Okay, last week I had the occasion to stop at the New York State, Welcome Center, as you come in from Atlanta to New York on 81. And, it was an amazing place. They were featuring products from the area. There was someone there to, take your money, but it was really, an excellent display of everything in the, the lower half of New York State. I don't know how many of you have been there, but if you have an occasion, I would call it, check it out or check it out online because, it's really something that is memorable and something that we might want to really get some ideas from.
Where is it?
It's a Taste New York.
81.
It's Taste New York. It's where, yeah. There's one, is that the one in Binghamton you're talking about?
Yeah, just coming over the
Yeah.
border.
Yeah.
It's operated by the Cooperative Extension, Broome County Cooperative Extension, the one who takes care of it.
Yeah, there's a couple in the state.
And there has been, some discussion about, making sure that in the beginning, in the very front of that building, when you were coming in, we would have a kiosk with all of the literature you see out here, with all of the local attractions, tourism, all that stuff. And to be able to be also a little bit kind of a travel center light, like a visitor center light where you could come and get information and get brochures. And
Basically a kiosk that shows everything.
Kiosk and to be able to showcase Allegheny County materials and things like that.
And or businesses.
Mm-hmm.
So it's another reason to get off I-86
Right.
for the travel center existing as well as for the hotel and potentially for the restaurant. So it's another reason to get off.
Really as a hub.
It's a hub, yeah.
Yeah.
I think we got a good chance for the grant because of the fact that how we're proposing to work as a hub.
Mm-hmm.
That's all we have for action items or discussions.
How about the old business? You want to walk through those?
Yeah, the first one is on the Crossroads facility sales to the county. The actual contract, we've already approved the sale, but the actual contract has not been reviewed yet by the board because we reviewed by the lawyers first. The county lawyer has finished her review and sent it back to Dan with what we said we would have in the contract, and Dan and Ed are reviewing that. Hopefully by the next board meeting, we'll have that to review. As soon as I get it, I'll send it out to the board.
Okay. You're doing a fine job. Keep going.
The micro enterprise grant, I talked to Mike yesterday, and he basically, we're at the point we've just about spent down 75% of the grant, so we're almost ready to put in for our another grant. So we would like to do that fairly soon. Hopefully get that maybe by the next board meeting because it takes a while to process that. But he's very working with all the grantees. They're all being paid. They're all doing the work. The only one that we're still working on is ProMac. Do you know the guy very well? The surveying or the welding guy.
No, I've heard we've had
Yeah,
couldn't
well,
get a hold of them or
He's
whatever.
still slow. He's the only
Yeah.
one that hasn't been, he's been responding, but he's not
Yeah,
moving very fast.
and he's eligible too,
He's still
right? He just
eligible,
doesn't, I don't,
So anyways, that's the only one. We have everybody else is moving forward. He's pretty not concerned even about him, 'cause we got plenty of time yet, but I'm just saying everybody else is doing all their work and getting reimbursed. We actually got another reimbursement just coming, so
where's the Promac out of?
I can't remember. I'll get you the
I
details.
remember that now, yeah.
So I'll call him as well. But everything's going well. And I know we keep doing follow-up as far as Melissa's now starting to call the first phase of the
Right.
micro enterprise grant, the one we did in 2019.
Yeah, I'll have a report for the next board meeting because I'm about halfway through
Sure.
with the other round of
So-
grantees. Great conversation.
So not checking on whether or not they follow on the grant, but how they're doing, because that was in 2019-20, so it was a
Right.
while ago.
Are they still in business? What are their plans? Are they profitable? Do they need any further assistance from us that we're here?
But so far, all the information we're getting is quite positive, and so I think it's been very useful. It's good information to share, so that once we get done, I'd like to do a summary type article somehow in the press, so that we say, not by name,
Yeah,
but
no,
how
right.
they're doing.
Just as an overview of this percent of that.
And maybe
people
highlight
growing
somebody
the
that's doing
business,
very well,
adding- Oh, several of them will be
Yeah.
willing to be the highlight, for sure. Great advertising for them too. Yeah, that's a great idea.
So we continue to make big progress with these smaller companies, which is very good. Good press for us too,
Mhm.
in the county. And the next one is the revolving loan fund. If there's no questions, we'll be meeting with the LDC to approve all of the actual documents so that we can start processing loans, because we have some people starting to ask. So we'll just be doing that in a separate meeting in a few minutes. So I'll take that off the agenda for the IDA probably from now on. The Allegheny County Strategic Plan, we've been reviewing that to make sure the IDA understands what part of the process we're going to be doing that. Probably by next board meeting, maybe, Melissa, we can have something we'll discuss.
Sure, yeah, I think so.
And then continue to work with Ashley. I know she's been pretty proactive on some of the smaller companies, but we keep talking. We had a meeting last week with her about some projects, so
We meet every 2 weeks.
every 2 weeks with her. Yeah. The Gateway Center and the Western New York Wilds, I know they didn't have a meeting because they were meeting with the grant writer this morning, and they're finally getting together a pretty good spreadsheet, which we can share. I didn't bring it with me, but I'll share as far as the water line and sewer line and how those projects are coming together. And you'd like to see that, John.
Yeah.
First time I'd see it. But it's basically, they've got some pretty good hits on getting some grants for especially the water line. They're still working on the sewer line piece. So I think that's going to be coming forward. So in a timeline is what they're trying to put together, which would help me with the hotel developer. Clean energy projects, the only ones, we have a couple that are outstanding that have not closed yet, as you saw in a list from Melissa. And we think the two small Rushford projects should close probably this month. And the other ones are kind of just like slow. I don't know if they're potentially trying to sell those projects. I'm going to reach out to the people that we approved those solar projects to see if they're going to move forward. If they don't move forward probably this year to next, they won't, because the tax
till the
breaks
end
are
of
going.
27. Yeah.
So, because we have one in, I'm trying to think where they were now. One in Wellsville, and the other one is, I can't remember where it was. There's one other one that
Which
hasn't
one?
closed. Brawler's Corner.
Brawler's Corner. It's not Burns.
No,
Where's Brawler's Corner?
but I'll follow up with
Anyway,
those.
yeah.
The next one is the Great Lakes Cheese Project. The Cuba Business Park is moving. We're at the stage that we have the agreed upon transfer deed information being processed with the lawyers. I still follow up on that weekly, and the only thing that's holding it up, they're doing a phase 2 environmental check on some of the buildings. Once that's done, I would guess hopefully by October, we should hopefully get something about processing the actual donation of that facility so the Cuba Business Park can open up. And we still have someone very interested in moving in.
Have they been in conversation with the town of Cuba, et cetera, as
Lee.
far as tax breaks or whatever?
Lee knows what we're doing. I will call her again. I haven't called her this week, but yeah, she knows what's going on with it as far as the tax breaks as well as because they're very obviously want to get somebody in that building. And the last one, we continue to meet every 2 weeks on the EPA Brownfield grant. We have 3 sites that we're probably doing phase 1 on. We've got 2 others we've looked at. Hopefully, again, sometime this month, we'll get approval by EPA to do the phase 1. And then we need to we'll announce it at the October 9th meeting, but we also have to have a community public meeting, Randy, sometime probably in Wellsville. So I'll need to be talking to your board about that. So you tell me who I need to talk to.
Yeah, I was held up because our EPA project
Yeah,
manager.
just let me
was
know who
out.
to talk to, I said.
Yeah, our EPA project manager was out for a short time, and now she's returned, so that's been holding it up just a bit, that's why it's
Yeah,
dragging.
because eventually we'll want to do a community project meeting, probably both in Cuba and Wellsville. Cuba was very helpful in giving us information through the chamber, and the Wellsville, we need to get more sites, because I know there's more sites.
Maybe
in Wellsville.
friendship too. Awesome.
That's all I have, unless there's anything else from the board.
Anyone have anything? Any additional new business? Anything for the good of the order? Anything for adjournment?
I'll move.
Second.
Discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye,
I,
we're adjourned.
Next meeting is the LBC meeting. So we're still online.
That is public meeting also. Okay.
Just wanted to let you know.
All right. Call to order the Local Development Corporation meeting on September 11th today. First thing is, can we have a motion to accept the minutes of the previous meeting, which was held on June 12th, 2025?
I'll move.
So moved. Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I,
Opposed? Carried. At this point, can we get we do not need, contrary to what you might believe, we do not need an executive session.
I just always post those just in case we do.
All right, the next item then is the treasurer's report. Can we have a review and get a motion to accept the treasurer's report?
Which is none. We don't have any.
So,
I'll make a motion to accept it.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I,
That was a short treasurer's report.
That was very easy to review also. Thank you for whoever's responsible for that. The action items, the single action item we have is the review and discussion and approval of the loan forms.
Yeah, I've sent those out to Doug, and Randy reviewed them. Our lawyers reviewed them, and they were built by Mike Zimmerman from our group, our support group. So they're we didn't print them out again. We sent them out.
it was a lot of trees to kill.
Yeah.
So we were trying
Yeah.
to prevent
I
ourselves
don't
from
see
doing
that.
Yeah, my position on the things, they look fine to me.
Yeah. Any comments from Randy or Judy Judy or Rich? Sorry.
No further comment.
Okay.
none for me.
Good. So not approved.
Can we get a motion then to approve the loan forms as written? John?
So
Good, I'll second.
second.
We
Rich
got a
moved,
slight
John
delay
second.
online.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? Carried. All right, that's it for action items. Any old business, Craig?
No, I don't. We'll probably have a meeting just to mention for the next board meeting because we'll be processing hopefully the Cuba facility. So we'll have plan to have another board meeting in probably October. Other than that, no.
New business? Anything for the good of the order? John, would you care to move that we adjourn?
Yes, sir, I move that. We adjourn.
You have a second?
I would like to second.
Rich seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? Carried. Thank you very much.
So now we're offline.
No, we're not live yet.